Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're peeling back the layers on one of golf's most enduring mysteries. The perfect swing. We all chase it, obsess over it, and sometimes, let's be honest, get incredibly frustrated by it.
Oh, absolutely. Been there.
But what if the secret to unlocking power and consistency lies not in some massive overhaul, but in the subtle, precise movements of just one arm?
It's a fascinating thought, isn't it?
That's right. For this deep dive, we're zooming in on a single, incredibly impactful detail: the movement of the right arm throughout the golf swing.
The trail arm, yeah.
You might be genuinely surprised at how much difference, like a few degrees here and there, can make across the entire swing.
Oh, definitely.
Especially when we compare how the pros do it versus how, well, most amateurs approach it. We've got some fascinating analysis comparing professional and amateur golfers that reveals a pivotal, almost hidden truth about the right arm's role.
Yeah, the data is pretty revealing.
Get ready to rethink everything you thought you knew. Okay, let's dig in.
It's truly fascinating how we perceive the golf swing as one singular fluid motion, which, at its best, it absolutely is.
Right, smooth.
But beneath that surface, it's actually a symphony of micro movements, a meticulously choreographed sequence where every component plays a critical role.
Like a chain reaction.
Exactly. Understanding individual parts, like the precise path and angles of the right arm, isn't just interesting, it's absolutely crucial. Think of it like a finely tuned machine.
Right.
A tiny adjustment to one gear can have a ripple effect.
Either optimizing or maybe derailing the entire mechanism?
Precisely. Our mission today is to extract the most important nuggets of insight from this detailed analysis.
Okay.
We want you to walk away understanding not just what the differences are between a pro's and an amateur's right arm movement, but critically, why those differences matter so profoundly.
Right, the why.
For consistency, power generation, and overall performance on the course, it's about more than just hitting the ball. It's about grasping the mechanics that allow you to do it effectively, time and time again.
That makes perfect sense for generating power. So when we zero in on the pros, the absolute elite, what's the very first, almost counterintuitive thing we discover about how they manage their right arm right from the setup?
Well, what stands out immediately is their initial posture. At address, before any movement even begins, a professional golfer's right elbow shows approximately 12 degrees of flexion.
12 degrees,
Yeah.
so not straight.
Not straight at all. Now, this isn't a massive bend, but it's crucial. It's a relaxed posture, a slight, almost imperceptible fold. It indicates readiness rather than tension. It's certainly not stiff or locked out.
So it's not straight and it's not heavily bent, it's just relaxed and poised. That's an important distinction right from the start.
It really is.
What happens then as they begin their backswing and, load up for power?
Precisely. As their backswing progresses, this elbow angle gradually increases, yes, but it's a controlled, purposeful flex.
Controlled, okay.
It reaches a maximum of around 76 degrees at the very top of the backswing.
76 is still quite compact.
Very compact, efficiently loading, but never overly crunched in against the body. This controlled flexion is storing potential energy.
And then as they transition from the backswing into the downswing, this is where I imagine the magic really starts to happen, right? What does that right arm do?
Absolutely. This is a pivotal moment. As they transition into the downswing, that elbow angle immediately begins to widen.
Immediately.
Immediately. This isn't just a casual movement. It's an active, powerful motion that creates what's described as a broad path for the hands.
A broad path. Okay.
This broad path is essential for delivering the club from an ideal position, setting them up perfectly for impact.
Gotcha.
By the time the club actually reaches the ball, the right elbow angle has returned to about 21 degrees, nearly straight, but crucially, not quite fully extended.
Wait, not fully extended at impact? That kind of goes against what a lot of people might assume.
It does. It's a common misconception.
So when does that full extension happen then?
That full extension, where the right arm becomes completely straight, finally happens shortly after impact.
After.
As the right arm becomes parallel to the ground during the follow-through, this entire sequence, from address to follow-through, shouts control, efficiency, and perfectly timed power release.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, then what's the overall benefit of this precise right arm choreography?
Well, the key insight from the pro's swing isn't just about how they move, but when.
Right, the timing.
It's that precise timing of loading power and then delaying the full release until after impact. That's the true secret to consistency and speed.
Okay.
This sequence allows for optimal club head speed and unparalleled control. The gradual increase in the bend during the backswing, followed by that immediate widening in transition. It isn't arbitrary. It creates leverage, allowing the golfer to load power efficiently, much like pulling back a slingshot.
The slingshot effect, I love that analogy. It sounds like they're storing energy and then unleashing it exactly when it's needed.
Exactly right. Ultimately, this translates directly to performance. When you see professional hit that pure, piercing shot with the ball flying true and far, it's a direct result of this kind of controlled, efficient right arm movement.
Makes sense.
It leads to consistent contact, better accuracy, and crucially, maximum power generation where it matters most, at impact. It's about optimizing the transfer of energy to the ball.
Resulting in that pure, piercing shot every time. Sounds lovely.
It's the goal.
That sounds like the ideal, the envy of every golfer. But as many of us know from our own experiences on the course, achieving that ideal is often easier said than done.
Tell me about it.
So what are we, the amateurs, typically getting wrong with this very same right arm movement?
Well, let's contrast that graceful, powerful arc with what many amateur golfers, maybe including myself on a bad day,
Maybe me too.
tend to do. There's a stark difference right from the very beginning.
Okay.
While the pros start with that relaxed 12-degree bend, our analysis shows the amateur often begins with a nearly locked-out right arm.
Locked out, really?
Yeah, we're talking only about 1 degree of bend at address.
Wow.
It's stiff, tense, and already setting up problems because there's no room to create leverage early on.
So we're already starting in a place of tension rather than readiness. I can feel that just thinking about it.
You can, yeah.
What happens then as the amateur tries to take the club back?
Then, as the amateur's backswing progresses, instead of that controlled, purposeful flexion of the pros,
Yeah.
the elbow flexes excessively. It becomes a much sharper bend, often reaching a peak of about 130 degrees in
It's at
center.
130. Whoa.
Yeah. Imagine an arm that's really tucked in, almost defensively, lacking that wider, more powerful arc the pros achieve.
A whopping 130 degrees. That's almost double the professional's angle. That must have significant downstream effects on the rest of the swing.
It absolutely does. This excessive bend has a major consequence. It significantly limits how much the elbow can widen during the downswing.
Okay.
You're already so bent that there's little room to create that broad, powerful path. This leads to a much narrower arc, which in turn means a less efficient motion overall.
Less efficient.
And you often see a slight scooping motion at impact, where the golfer tries to lift the ball rather than letting the club do the work.
Right.
And that full extension of the arm that the pros get just after impact. For the amateur, that only occurs much later in the follow-through, sometimes well after the ball has left the club face.
So the whole sequence is off.
The journey to get there is completely different, which compromises consistency and power.
That scooping motion we see so often in amateur swings, it's like trying to lift the ball into the air, isn't it?
Exactly.
When the club is designed to do that job for us.
Precisely. And this raises an important question. Why does this happen? And what are the deeper implications?
Yeah, what's going on?
That excessive bend and narrow arc during the backswing and downswing often lead to what we call a steeper transition.
Steeper meaning?
Meaning the club drops down too vertically onto the ball, rather than approaching it on a shallower, more powerful path.
Okay, I see.
This frequently causes an early casting of the club, where the golfer releases all their stored energy too soon, often at the top of the downswing or even before it. It's like throwing a punch and extending your arm before you even get close to the target.
You lose all the power.
You lose all the power. Nailed it.
That makes perfect sense. So we're basically losing all that coiled energy before we even get to the ball.
Pretty much, yeah.
That directly relates to so many common frustrations for golfers, doesn't it?
It does. This sequence directly relates to so many common frustrations. That early casting and steep descent often result in slices, hooks, and a significant loss of power because the energy isn't delivered efficiently to the ball.
Right.
And that scooping motion we just discussed, that's a telltale sign of an amateur trying to help the ball up into the air
Instead of trusting the loft.
instead of letting the club's design and the swing mechanics do the work. It's a reactive movement to compensate for the inefficiencies that happen much earlier in the swing.
A desperate attempt to rescue a compromised motion.
That's a good way to put it.
All right, let's put these two swings into stark contrast with the numbers, because this is where the picture truly comes alive.
Yeah, the numbers are striking.
We're talking monumental differences right from the start.
Indeed. And these angular differences dictate the entire kinematic sequence of the swing. That's the precise order and timing, of how different body parts move to generate maximum power.
Exactly. So right at address, the pro's relaxed 12-degree bend compared to the amateur's almost locked out arm, our data shows just 1 degree of bend.
Just 1 degree.
That's a staggering 11-degree difference before they even move the club.
It is.
It's tension versus readiness right from the get-go.
And that difference sets the stage for everything that follows. The pro has that initial give, that subtle flex, which allows for a much more fluid and powerful backswing. The amateur, starting locked out, has to compensate immediately, leading to those excessive bends we see later.
And that compensation clearly shows up as the backswing progresses, when the left arm is parallel to the ground.
Yeah, a key checkpoint.
The professional maintains a compact 38-degree angle in their right elbow. It's still loaded, still controlled, coiled, and ready.
Right.
But the amateur, get this, they've often already exceeded double that amount at this point.
A double.
Already. They're already overflexing.
Which means they're running out of room to create speed later. That excessive bend early on essentially chokes off the potential for a wide, powerful arc.
Right.
They've used up their flexion budget, so to speak, too early in the swing.
And the climax of this difference is at the very top of the backswing. While the pro's arm is coiled to around 75 degrees,
Nice and compact.
the amateur often nearly doubles that, hitting an excessive 129 degrees.
129 versus 75. Huge difference.
That's not just a small variation, is it?
Not at all. That's a fundamentally different approach to storing energy. The professional 75-degree bend is a compact, powerful coil, like a spring ready to release. The amateur's 129 degrees, however, indicates a collapsing motion where the arm tucks in too tightly, making it almost impossible to maintain a wide swing arc on the way down.
And in that critical transition phase from backswing to downswing, the analysis shows the professional is already efficiently widening their arm,
That widening move again.
maintaining a wide hand path and a wonderfully controlled club position. The amateur, because of that overly bent arm, shows a much steeper transition,
Steep and narrow.
often leading to that dreaded over-the-top move where the club comes down from outside the target line.
This truly highlights how these seemingly small angular differences dictate the entire kinematic sequence of the swing.
Yeah.
The professional's ability to maintain a wider arc throughout the downswing and, crucially, to delay full extension until after impact is paramount for maximizing both power and control.
Storing and releasing properly.
They're storing energy efficiently and then unleashing it exactly at the moment of truth. The amateur, by overflexing early and then being forced to release too early, sacrifices this advantage. They're often expending their energy long before the club even reaches the ball, leaving little for impact.
And even at impact, the numbers tell a story. The professional retains about 22 degrees of bend in that right elbow,
Still bent.
allowing for much better body rotation. The amateur, conversely, is at only 12 degrees. That's a significant difference in the actual strike, isn't it?
It is, and it's a critical detail. That 22 degrees of bend for the professional at impact isn't just an arbitrary number.
Why is that so important?
It allows for much better body rotation through the shot.
Ah, okay.
Through the ball.
Exactly. Instead of the arms and hands trying to scoop and lift the ball, which often causes the body to stall.
Right, everything stops.
The slightly bent right arm enables the body to continue rotating powerfully through impact. This ensures the chest and hips are still turning, pulling the club through the ball with maximum force and consistency,
Using the big muscles.
rather than just using the arms alone. It's a core component of what makes a professional swing so powerful and effortlessly consistent.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener, whether you're a seasoned golfer or just starting out?
Yeah, the takeaway.
This deep dive into the right arm movement clearly shows how seemingly small differences in elbow flexion and extension throughout the golf swing create, well, monumental differences between a professional and an amateur.
Huge differences.
It's not about trying to muscle the ball. It's about optimizing the precise mechanics of your body,
Working smarter.
understanding, and then striving to refine just this one aspect. The journey of the right elbow from address through the backswing into the downswing, and finally through impact, can unlock better consistency, generate significantly more power, and dramatically improve your overall performance on the course.
It really can make a difference.
It's truly about working smarter, not harder, by mastering these subtle yet powerful movements.
The journey to becoming a better golfer often isn't about massive overhauls. It's often about understanding and perfecting these subtle, precise movements.
The details matter.
They really do. As we've seen, focusing on just one element, like the right arm's controlled journey through the swing, can truly transform your entire game.
Yeah.
It's a testament to the power of precision and the efficiency that comes from mastering the timing of your body.
So final thought then.
So the next time you step onto the tee or even just watch a pro on TV, how might observing the right arm's flexion and extension, or lack thereof, change your perspective on what makes a successful, powerful swing? Something to consider as you chase that perfect shot.
Definitely something to think about. Great stuff.